Have you ever heard of a puzzle that's been more places than you? In this video, we dive into the world of traveling puzzles with this rare and beautiful White Mountain puzzle called Soaring Colors. I'll tell you where it's been, how it works, and of course, share a full review and time lapse. So let's piece this story together. Hi there, I'm Vicky. Welcome to Puzzles and Purrs. And today I'm going to be sharing a rare White Mountain puzzle called Soaring Colors. The artist is Mary Thompson. Now you might be wondering, why is this puzzle in a large bag? Well, this is how I got the puzzle after I opened the box it was mailed in. This is a traveling puzzle. I'm going to take it out though so you can see the picture better. So when you get a traveling puzzle, especially one that is as rare as Soaring Colors, you do want to protect it before it goes to its next destination, which is why it is in a large Ziploc bag. Now this is not your standard Ziploc bag size, like your large, is it gallon size bag? This is a little bigger to fit a White Mountain puzzle. And here, you can see a better look at it here. This puzzle is stunning. Just look at that. This puzzle has been on my wish list for quite some time, and I have never gotten it because it is no longer in print, and so any copies that you find are older used copies, and they are quite expensive, which is where traveling puzzles come in. If you have never done a traveling puzzle or are unfamiliar with the term, it is basically a puzzle that someone owns, and that someone has very generously decided to loan out that puzzle to other people. But you don't have to give anything in exchange for the puzzle. So typically when you borrow a puzzle from someone and you do a swap, you get something and they get something. With a traveling puzzle, you get the puzzle and it goes from you to the next person who would like it, to the next person, to the next person. So sometimes traveling puzzles can be done in a face-to-face meeting. And that's the case with the group that I swap puzzles with. We have some rare puzzles that will go from one person to another. And when everybody who has done the traveling puzzle is finished with it, it goes back to the original person who bought and donated the puzzle to the program. So that's one way to do traveling puzzles. The second way to do traveling puzzles is through the mail. Now, this obviously can get a little more expensive because you are paying to ship the puzzle to the next destination, just as the person who had it before you paid to have the puzzle shipped to you. However, there are some things to consider. One being that if you are, say, in New York and you're shipping a puzzle, say, to California or vice versa, that shipping will be more than if the puzzle was shipped from, say, New York to Pennsylvania, which is fairly close. So your shipping cost may vary, and in the groups that I'm in that do traveling puzzles, you don't know who you're going to be sending it to. So you don't know until you say that you're done with the puzzle, then people can sign up for it. So it's always a gamble whether you end up with a lower shipping charge or a higher shipping charge. So I did another traveling puzzle a few weeks ago, and I will say, I think it went, I don't know where it went, I forget, but it was not as far as I thought, and it cost me $8 to ship it. So basically you are paying the $8 for the opportunity to do a puzzle that you would not normally do. Okay, these are all puzzles, whether it's White Mountain or any brand of puzzles. Traveling puzzles are typically puzzles you would not normally have a chance to do, which is why for a lot of puzzlers, it is worth it to pay the shipping to get to do the puzzle. A couple more things about traveling puzzles is you need to take really good care of the puzzle. So if you have an animal that likes to chew pieces, traveling puzzles are probably not for you unless you are covering that puzzle up and really keeping an eye on it at all times, because you certainly don't want to damage a rare puzzle. So that's one thing. You have to take really good care of it. I'm trying to think if there's The other issue is if you are the one who's donating a traveling puzzle to a program, it could get lost anywhere along the way. You know, mail being what it is, no matter what country you're in, packages can get lost. So you may never get the traveling puzzle that you signed up for. And if you donate a puzzle that is rare, you may never see it again. There is no guarantee. Also, the more a puzzle goes through, the more hands it goes through, the more likely you will have pieces that have lifting tabs, that have broken pieces, that are just not as in not good condition as a puzzle that's only been done a few times. So if you haven't tried a traveling puzzle, I suggest looking for some in your community that are going to be easier, because there's really no cost then if you're exchanging them in person, if they're traveling in person. So that's my best advice for you. There are also, I think, Facebook groups that do traveling puzzles. There are, I believe, the USA Puzzle Association. I'm not sure what their official name is, but when you join them, you can sign up for traveling puzzles. So that is another way that you can get them. Yeah, I think if you just do a search, probably on Facebook or on Instagram, you can find out how to get traveling puzzles. But okay, so let's get into what I thought about Soaring Colors. I loved it, loved it, loved it, loved it. First of all, the image is even more gorgeous in person and when it's done. Obviously, the first thing that catches the eye about this puzzle are the gorgeous hot air balloons. Look at that. I can't get over it. It's so pretty. And you add to that beautiful sky, beautiful water, some grass. I mean, it really has everything. And I'll tell you one reason that I love this puzzle, besides the gorgeous image by Mary Thompson, is the fact that it was pretty fun to do and not that challenging. Now, you might look at this and maybe think, oh, the water is challenging or the grass. It really wasn't. This was a joy to puzzle. It was lots of fun. There was nothing particularly, for me, hard about it. Yeah, it was lovely. And can I tell you another treat with this particular traveling puzzle? The pieces were in amazing condition. I feel like my husband had to glue one lifting tab, but that's amazing considering, you know, the age of this puzzle. And let's take a look, okay? Let's see how old this puzzle is. 2009. So you can see the date right there. So it's a 2009 puzzle. The box has seen better days. This is from 2009, before White Mountain put different things on the back of their box. So it's just a plain white box. You'll see it's got some tape on it there. The pieces are, well, let me show you how it comes when you get the traveling puzzle. So you open the box, and in it, the puzzle is, pieces are in a Ziploc bag. Plus, there is a sheet with people's names on it. I didn't want to get it really on camera, but basically it has the date completed, the name of the person who did the puzzle, the city they're in, and the state. Yeah, so do you want to know a few places this puzzle's been? Okay, I'll just tell you a few states. This puzzle's been to North Carolina, Maryland, New Jersey, Michigan, Florida, Connecticut, New York. Oh, another place in Michigan. It's been to Michigan twice. It loved it so much it went twice. Oh, and it's been to New York twice. So that's pretty cool. So, yeah, that's really cool. And then with this traveling puzzle, not all of them do this, but with this one, you are encouraged to write your initials on the back piece and the date that you finished it with the last piece that went in. So you'll see me do that at the very end of the time-lapse video. I put my initials on it. But what's really fun is you will get pieces as you're doing it and as you're sorting. I'll see if I can find any right now. You will find some pieces with writing on the back. So let's see what I can find. I don't want to take the whole thing out of the bag because I just finished and got it into the bag. This one did not have all of the traditional White Mountain pieces. It had most of them. So for example, Let me just show you then when I find a piece with writing on it, I'll show you that. Had this one, it had this one, which is also another traditional White Mountain piece. It had this. This one. This is another traditional White Mountain piece here. It had this one with the two in and two out. And there's usually one more. Oh, here it is. Okay, because White Mountains typically have 6 pieces right there. Now, I will say, even though it had these pieces, it had some weird pieces in it too. And things like this that a traditional White Mountain puzzle does not have. So, weird one. Okay, here's another wonky piece. Look at that. Like, what is that? Looks like some weird state. I don't know. I will say that these pieces are much thinner than a traditional White Mountain puzzle. So that's how the back looks on these. It's just cardboard back, but much thinner, and they feel like they could be bent easily, which is why it was so surprising to me that this puzzle was in such good condition. It really was. The pieces held together pretty well. I attempted the pickup test. I don't think it would have survived it, so I quickly put it down. But it was not a loose fit. It just wasn't super tight. So this puzzle is ready to go to its next destination. I would love to hear from you in the comments if you've ever done a traveling puzzle. I'm not even going to say it in reverse, a traveling puzzle. If so, what traveling puzzle have you done? Do you like traveling puzzles? And if you haven't, would you be open to doing a traveling puzzle? And if so, would you be interested more in a puzzle that is a local traveling puzzle that's face-to-face, or would you be okay with shipping a traveling puzzle to someone else? So please stay tuned for the time lapse. I think you'll enjoy watching this beauty come together. And please stay tuned until the end so you can see how beautiful it looks. Until then, please like and subscribe. Thank you for joining us today. Bye.